Hey everybody, welcome back to another midweek moment. So this last Saturday, our family had gone out and done some grocery shopping, and we got home and we enlisted all of the kids to help pull all of the grocery bags out of the back end of our vehicle. And so they're taking them into the house, and one of my daughters grabs the bag of sugar from the top, and it rips loose and it spills all over the back end of our Acadia. And I stayed calm. I said, you know what? It's no big deal. It happens. And I just kind of brushed it off. Literally, what had spilled out in the back end, I just brushed it off onto the ground outside of the Acadia, at least the best that I could. But that was my mistake. Because what I failed to realize is that there were multiple trips yet to be made from the back of the Acadia through our garage, which has a wet floor in it, up the stairs, into our house, into our entryway, and up into our living room. Can any of you see where this is going? Because it looked like maybe they were just stepping in snow in the driveway, but if you were to taste it, oh yeah, that white powdery stuff, that's sugar. And when you mix that with wetness, it creates a sticky mess. And later that evening after supper, I went down into the entryway and I could hear it as I was walking around. And so I decided I was gonna clean it up. And I did the best that I could to clean it up, and I changed into my slippers, and still I could hear it. And so I decided, all right, I have to take our shoes and I have to rinse those off the best that I can. And still. And then I had to get the vacuum and I had to get a rag and try to scrub down the stairs to try to clean that up. And yet still, later that evening, into the next day, even a few days later now, there are still sticky spots. And I realized what I should have done. As soon as the sugar spilled, I should have cleaned up the mess. I should have gotten a vacuum, and I should have gone out to the car, told everybody, just stay where you are, let me clean this up, and then you can continue helping to bring this into the house. And because I didn't, it created a very sticky situation. And I realize it's a lot like that in our life and in our relationships. Sometimes something goes wrong and we just kind of brush it off like, it's okay, it's not that big of a deal. But it is. And we find ourselves getting stuck in sticky situations. And it follows us around in our relationships. Maybe there's that little tinge of bitterness toward that person or resentment toward that person. And unless we do something to resolve it right away, it will continue to be a sticky situation. Sometimes we buy the lie that says that time heals all wounds, and it doesn't. Sometimes we say, I just need a little bit of time, thinking that somehow that's going to resolve the situation. And what I've realized in life is it doesn't. Unless you address the problem right away, it will continue to be a problem. Just like, unless I cleaned up that sugary mess in my driveway right away, it was something that got tracked around my house. And Jesus speaks to this. This is what he says in Matthew chapter 5 in his Sermon on the Mount. He says, if you're offering your gift at the altar and there remember that your brother or sister has something against you, in other words, you've done something wrong that has hurt or offended them. It says, leave your gift there in front of the altar. First, go and be reconciled to them. In other words, take care of it right away. Don't wait. And he continues, settle matters quickly with your adversary who is taking you to court. Whether that's literally or metaphorically, there are times where people have something against us or where we have something against someone else. We find ourselves in that sticky situation. And we need to resolve it right away with the help of Jesus. Otherwise, it's going to continue to be a sticky situation. So what is it in your life this week where it's a sticky situation? May God give you the strength to clean it up right away. Thanks for joining me this week. I'll see you again next time.